We'll start with one question from TG Carroll.
Cén tábhacht a bhfuil leis an bhfeachtas seo do phoblach nuair duite agus do phoblach?
Just is clear an bór agus tá sé an tábhacht mar like tá mé gin right an an sasna agus an sort of second one like an star tá a grin le sasna sa sin.
Lovely. Tony.
Two huge games coming up, Liam, and the second one, Greece. I think that was when you made your debut, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that they beat us twice that time, it seems like Emir is I suppose targeting that game more as a reflection of what we can achieve.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose Greece, when you look at it, like their team that we want, if we want to qualify, their team that we want to beat in say if we get them again in group stage or in qualification. So it is important because the results didn't go our way the last time against them. So I can see why he's putting emphasis on them. But they're both big games for us, and I suppose it's just good. It'll be good to get off to a good start. So
yeah, because an England game, an Ireland-England game, as you were saying, Australia, it's a huge occasion.
Yeah, it's massive. Obviously, it'll be the first one I'll have been involved in. I know we played them a few years ago, but it's hugely important, and the history and the sort of everything that comes with it. I hope the atmosphere will probably be brilliant, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Because you're reminded, I'm sure, every week at Celtic how important that history is.
Yeah, like it's probably never happened before that a player will have Rangers one weekend and then England the next. So like it's as good as it gets. So hopefully we can do as well as we did on the weekend against Rangers, and hopefully we can bring that in obviously with Ireland against England. So.
And how would you assess your form at the moment?
Who personally?
Club form, yeah.
Club form, yeah. No, it's been a great start. We started the season really well, and I've played every game, so I'm happy with how I'm doing personally. And as a team, we've almost had a perfect start. We've not conceded a goal in the league, and we're through to the next round of the League Cup as well. So 5 out of 5 wins that's a good start.
Done.
Liam, you touched on that good start there. There's 4 league games, 4 wins, 4 clean sheets. You got to go as well. That's exactly, I suppose, the mentality that Hamir wants to bring to the Ireland side. Yeah,
100%. It's different, obviously, playing for Celtic and playing for Ireland. You're there with Celtic every day. It's quite like we have so much time to work together and get things right. Here, it's got to be different. It's got to be like everyone in and straight at it. Like we need to take everything on board as early as possible, and that's what we're doing at the moment. Trying to get all the information the way we want to play. And bring that into the game on the weekend, and hopefully we can have a good result.
How hard is that? Because I suppose it's hard at the best of times, but as a new manager, first game in charge, it's a massive game against England, to try to get that message across. Has there been an awful lot of information this week so far?
There's been quite a bit, but it's nothing that we're not used to. We've had it with previous managers, and it's sort of it's good because we're sort of getting a clear message of what's wanted from us in these first few days. So yeah.
He obviously said he wants to make Ireland hard to beat. You're a defender, you're going to have to play a part in that. How has he said he wants to go about that?
Obviously just be compact defensively, and not be open and sort of work as a unit. And I suppose tactically, I can't say too much, but just be really compact and difficult to break down, and defending our spaces well, and working as sort of a chain in our units. That's really it. That's the main thing I've taken from so far.
Nathan?
Hi, Liam. I think it was around this time 3 years ago you kind of got called into the squad for the first time just as you'd arrived in Scotland. Played about 100 games since then between Aberdeen and Celtic. How different a person and a player are you now when you come into the Ireland squad?
Yeah, obviously I've been here, like I've been in a few squads now, and coming into the first one's always sort of nerve-wracking. You don't know really what to expect, and you're sort of, it took me a while to I suppose come out of my shell a bit. I came in and I just sort of went about my business because I didn't want to come across like over the top or anything. But now I suppose I know the lads a bit better, and it's nice to come in and see them all like every couple of months, and I'm enjoying it. But as a player, I suppose, to playing the 100 games has improved me a lot, and I'm a lot more experienced. Like the first squad I was in, I just finished playing for Shamrock Rovers, and it's a great club and great experience for me, but I've sort of played 100 games now at a different level, and that's improved me a lot.
And on going up against Rangers in England in separate weeks, it gives a good sample that maybe some of the other players don't have of the emotion of those sort of occasions. And I know something we speak about in Celtic a lot ahead of Old Firm games as to how to channel that emotion in the right way, that it doesn't become too much, and that, you know, people keep discipline and things like that. Is it something you speak about and something you can relate to the rest of the squad?
Yeah, well, I haven't spoken about it yet. I suppose it has its similarities. Obviously, it's a little bit different, but I think a lot of the players know how big this is for us, and I'm sure during the rest of the week that will be reminded to us by the staff, and it is important to keep your discipline and not let emotions sort of get the better of you. At the end of the day, it's a game of football, and you want 11 players on the pitch, and you want to have the best chance of winning the game, regardless of who you're playing against and the sort of rivalry that's there or whatever. So yeah, obviously I can take from the experiences I've had playing against Rangers, but it is it's a little bit different, so just treat it like a match, and that's it.
Gavin?
Hi Liam. Will you and or the rest of the players look at that history which you've been talking about between Ireland and England and use it as motivation for the match?
I don't think we need more motivation than just playing for your country in the first place, but there is that little bit extra there that, you know, for the public as well, like, you know how much they're gonna, like, it means to a lot of people, and it's sort of I'll use it a little bit, but not it won't be too different to a normal game. You kind of have to keep it the way you usually do, and you don't want to change too many things in the way you sort of get yourself up for a game. So it'll be maybe minor things, but.
Ed?
Liam, how you doing? The manager last week spoke about a lot of players being similar, and I suppose he was looking for game changers, and I suppose in a sense he's looking for leaders on the pitch. That confidence you speak about now, that belief, self-belief, do you think now you also can bring that sort of leadership role into the Ireland squad, and be something that, you know, the manager will be able to use?
For me, I suppose there's obviously more experienced players than me in the squad, like with more caps and been in more bigger games and more camps than me. I'll just bring what I can, you know, and there's bigger leaders than me. Obviously, there's players who've been here a lot longer than me, and I don't want to sort of overstep my role. But at the same time, I know I can bring what I can bring. You know, I can bring something unique, and I'll do that. But I don't think right now I'll be like taking on a leadership role. No, it's just I'll just do what I usually do, and that's it.
John?
Liam, you had some year like with double and Ireland caps and that, but remember you thought you were on your way out of Celtic at the end of this window last year. Do you sometimes think what would have happened had that unfolded? Would you be where you are now in terms of keeping Jordan set up?
Probably not. I don't really know. Probably not. Like, I think getting the opportunity at Celtic has helped a lot. I think if I was elsewhere, I mightn't have got that opportunity at such a high standard to show what I can do, and that might have hurt my chances of getting those international caps. But it's hard to tell, and I'm just glad it worked out the way it did.
Aidan?
Well, and Casey, chairperson earlier on, talking about his family, getting tickets for his family. I'm sure you are, but which end will your dad be in on Saturday?
Oh, the Irish end, definitely. If I can get tickets, they're very expensive. That's an issue as well. But yeah, he'll be in the Irish end, of course. He supports me, and that's it. Yeah.
Where's he from? Like, I know he's English, but where's he from?
He's from London, sort of centre of London, really. So yeah, that side of my family's. He's you know, he's fully invested in my career for so many years now that it's not even a choice for him. You know, he followed Irish football. He used to bring us to the Irish games when we were kids, and he followed Irish football longer than me. So that won't be a difficult choice for him.
Mark?
Brendan Rodgers, he kind of, I don't know if it was backwards compliment to you, but or backhanded compliment. He said, "You're not the sexiest, but you're crucial." After the Rangers performance, I mean, how do you take
take a bit of offence to it, I think. No, I if you read the article, it's kind of, the headline was taken out of context a bit. I think he was talking about the sort of players from the UK or Ireland or Scottish players in general. The fans don't find them as sort of glamorous as signing a player from, say, Spain or Italy or you know. So, but yeah, it was he meant it in a good way, and it was a compliment. So I'll take that way, and I know exactly what he means. Sort of, sometimes the fans get more excited about players from elsewhere, and that's fine. That's football, but to hear that I'm a crucial part of it is brilliant, and I'm happy with that.
I mean, is an Old Firm derby the perfect preparation for an Ireland England game?
Yeah, it is. I suppose it's a similar sort of intense rivalry like that. It's not just about football, so that is a little bit there's a lot of history and stuff. So it's brilliant to have them fixtures back to back, and hopefully we can get a good result now as well.
You've come a long way in a year, mate, haven't you? I mean, you're in the conversation with loads of centre halves, by the way. You probably noticed that.
Yeah.
It's a very strong area.
Yeah.
But you're in the conversation for involvement this weekend. Has that surprised you in one way? And also, do you think you can play left back, you can play left wing back, you can play left for three? Does that versatility actually give you an advantage?
Yeah, I think being left footed, being the one that's the centre half that's left footed, does give me a little bit of an advantage. But again, the manager's going to pick what he thinks is the strongest team, and as you said, there's massive competition in that position. Like the four centre halves are playing in the Premier League, so it's strong. But I think that's going to bring the best out of whoever plays, you know, because everyone it's competitive, and that's what's going to bring the best out of everyone. So it's a good thing. But yeah, I just have to hope that I get the nod, and if not, I'll still be behind the team and ready to make an impact off the bench if needed. So I'm happy either way.
You feel you're still getting better?
Sorry?
You feel you're still getting better as a player?
Yeah, definitely. I still think there's room to improve, and I am improving. You know, I feel like last season was big for me, but even the starting well this season, I feel like I've improved parts of my game this season. So I feel like as a centre half as well, you do get better with age up until a certain point, obviously. Yeah. But I'm hoping to keep on improving and pushing my levels.
And just finally, I know Ciara's not watching, but I know it's International Week, but the Champions League draw, just a word on that. You've got a huge autumn ahead of you, haven't you? 6 Nations League matches, 6 Champions League matches.
Yeah.
And I know it's big in Celtic as well to try and get out of that group phase. And group phase is giving you a chance, do you feel?
Yeah, definitely. It was a good draw. Obviously, on paper it's a good draw, but every team you play against is going to be good and they're going to have a lot of quality. But having the sort of the home games that we got, we feel like we can beat anyone at home, and then getting teams that maybe you really do fancy your chances against. But we can't go in with an attitude that we're going to win these games, because you'll easily get turned over. In that sense, we need to sort of prepare right, and yeah, I think we do have a good chance, but it's down to us. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yes,
We're
thank
back
you.
here tomorrow.